Hey guys, I just want to start the episode today by taking a minute to apologize to Technical Work Rate Productions for fucking nothing. They can kiss my ass. Those two dumb fucks. So before I get started with the raw review, one of my subscribers, actually one of my first subscribers, I think he was in the Hateful Eight. I could be wrong. The Red X, Red X. He said that he made a Twitter just to see what they were saying about me because some other person in my videos, I don't know if this person's a subscriber or not. I don't want to mention their name because I don't know if they want me to. They were telling me what Technical Work Rate Productions was saying in their Twitter, and it's fucking hilarious. I guess when you're retarded, everything seems like a complicated problem. You know, I guess when you're a hammer, everything seems like a nail, right? And in the same vein, when you're conspiratorial like these two retards are, then everything seems like a conspiracy. Everything that is just a normal thing seems like some sort of dig at you. So apparently, these two pussies were upset that I made a video after doing my hater reboot where I made fun of Karrion Kross, who apparently these guys love Karrion Kross. And everyone on that side of the fence seems to think this was a dig at them. I got news for you, pal. If I wanted to make a dig at two sissies who talk about Baphomet controlling the world, I would do it just like I did it in the last video, just like I'm doing it now. I'd fucking call them out by their name, Junior Cuck and Mega Cuck, those two retards, those two pussies. Everything that's wrong with masculinity is those guys. If I have kids one day and they are boys and they turn out like them, I will be disappointed. All right? I mean, from what I understand, these guys, maybe their paranoia is explained by what was it? One of the subscribers said that these guys are potheads. I mean, they do seem like losers. I mean, not seem like they are losers. They're pussies. They're sissies. And basically, what happened, the long and short of it is this. These idiots watched one of my videos, and they thought that I made a passive-aggressive dig at them. The reason they thought this is because they are the type of dudes to make passive-aggressive digs at people, just like they did with me. They're pussies, so they think that everyone else is a pussy like them, and they're not gonna just say it straight up. That's the difference between me and them. We are cut from a different cloth, you know? And insofar, I'll just say one more thing about this, and I'll let it die. I have a few videos that I might make about them at random times during the year if I feel like mocking them, if I feel like belittling them, because that's what they deserve, because they're a bunch of fucking losers who just insult people for no reason. And too long, apparently, these things have gone unchecked. I don't know, maybe they've been in a million Twitter feuds. I only care about myself. But from what people have been telling me, these guys go and insult people randomly. They're cuckolds. They probably are virgins. And they, more importantly than all, they believe in Baphomet and like talking about which PlayStation 2 is better. I mean, these guys are embarrassments. You know, as a matter of fact, I don't know how any of my fans can like them and vice versa. We stand for different things. They stand for being passive-aggressive and insulting. And I stand for uplifting people and calling out pussy motherfuckers like those guys. We are cut from different cloths. They are cut from the cloth of bitch and pussy. So that's all I gotta say about that. And finally, them saying I'm stuck on Park, motherfuckers, you know, I know they're gonna watch this because they are low-key watching all my videos. Otherwise, how would they think I took a shot at them? Where I have, hand to God, motherfucks, haven't seen one of their videos in God knows how long. You know what I'm saying? I don't find them entertaining at all. But they're saying I'm stuck in the mud. One of their pussy ass subscribers commented on my video, and then another one emailed me actually. Right? Sorry, I realized that I haven't responded to a lot of emails because I hadn't checked my email in a long time. But now that I did, I'll get back to all you motherfuckers as well. But basically, someone, maybe a subscriber of mine, I don't remember who, someone in the comments said that these guys didn't start getting big until they started trying, quote unquote, 2 years ago. Right? First of all, these guys have been around since 2008. You can go check their YouTube page on the About section. Their channel was started in 2008. Some of you new jabrones might not remember some of their older videos that have mysteriously disappeared from their channel. But I'm not fooled by any of this garbage. These guys have been around for a fucking eternity. Right? And they have 4,000 subscribers in 13 years amongst 2 people. So don't fucking come at me with any of this stuck in park garbage. You guys are embarrassments at everything you do. You're pussies, all right, more importantly. So shut the fuck up and know your place from now on. Now, let's get to the raw review after we... Those fucking douchebags. Let's get to the raw review. This was by far the worst Raw I've ever seen. I know I've said this a lot, and every time I've meant it. That's the irony. I've meant it every time I've said it, because there's nothing in this Raw that felt even remotely higher than a Sunday Night Heat episode. This is becoming problematic. You know, I understand what's happening here. Obviously, all the stars are being front-loaded on SmackDown for some reason. Like Brock Lesnar coming back to SmackDown was really weird to me, just because it seems like it would make more sense that he would show up on Raw. You know what I mean? Because Raw has nobody. They have no stars. Everyone in Raw was on NXT like 3 years ago, or they weren't in the company 3 years ago. Think about it. Well, I'm going to go through everyone on the card and kind of explain where they were 5 years ago, right? So first of all, the match starts. Bobby Lashley's looking for a new challenger. I don't know why. It's obviously going to be Goldberg again, but it is what it is. They're going to go with this storyline, right? Damian Priest comes out. He challenges Bobby Lashley. I like Damian Priest a lot, but this is silly. Bobby Lashley would tear this guy apart in 10 seconds, so it's kind of silly, but I like Damian Priest, and obviously, out of everyone that could be a possible challenger, he's one of the better ones, so let's leave it at that. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre end up wrestling Bobby Lashley and Sheamus. I mean, what can I say about this match that I haven't said already? It involved Sheamus. It involved Drew McIntyre. So basically, what happened was Drew McIntyre ran around until he kicked Sheamus in the face, while Sheamus was running around trying to kick him in the face. I mean, if this leads to some sort of Drew McIntyre Sheamus feud again, I'm not watching Raw. That's it. I would just refuse. That's just shitty writing, you know? In addition to this, we had a few more things happen. I'm just going to go through them in list form. Ava Marie attacked Doudrop. The feud, the storyline didn't have enough time to like bubble over, right? So it's not like I said in my other video, it's not like Ava Marie has been bullying Doudrop for like 17 months. You know, Ava Marie just came back, and she did make Doudrop. Doudrop was stuck as being Piper Niven or whatever the fuck in NXT UK with no career in sight, basically, right? And she didn't make her. So Doudrop being mad, I don't even know why she's mad. I mean, like, you know, you should know what kind of person Ava Marie is when you get in cahoots with them. But nonetheless, Ava Marie attacked Doudrop. This is completely meaningless. No one cares at all. Then we had Karrion Kross, the favorite wrestler of those two dorks over there. And can you believe that shit? They thought that, like, I was taking a dig at them by saying Karrion Kross sucks. What a bunch of babies. Anyways, Karrion Kross beat Ricochet with a cross jacket. This is completely meaningless. And honestly, not only is it meaningless, but I think it would have been better for Karrion Kross in the long run if he lost. I'm not even joking, because this is just like the way things go now. Someone comes in, they beat Ricochet, who's the new Dolph Ziggler, the new gatekeeper. They beat Ricochet, they beat Mustafa Ali, and then eventually Karrion Kross is going to win a few meaningful matches, and he's going to have a Bobby Roode run. This is like it's written in stone. And when I say a Bobby Roode run, I mean a much worse run than Bobby Roode, because Bobby Roode is still employed and in a relatively high-profile situation considering where he could be. He could be Ricochet, motherfucks, but he's Bobby Roode. So there you go. Logan Paul appeared on Moist TV, and people booed him. Logan Paul, I don't know anything about the Paul brothers from their YouTube career, but I do know they're fighting out there, and they're good fighters, motherfucks. I think Logan Paul is like the shittier one. Jake Paul is a legit boxer. I used to box in college. Jake Paul is legit, motherfucks. This guy can kick ass, you know? And as a matter of fact, I believe that he's going to have a pretty good career if he keeps going with this for a few more years. He's going to make a good chunk of change by fighting washed up people like Tyron Woodley and things like that. So, Logan Paul appeared. He gets booed. Xavier Woods beats The Miz with a roll-up. I mean, enough said, right? Let's see here. Basically, Miz turns on Morrison. I don't know how I feel about this. Unless Morrison's getting a push, I don't see any reason to break them up. They were doing great work together. Mansoor beat Jinder Mahal by disqualification. Another shitty finish, basically. It was what it was. Mahal just beat the shit out of this guy. And, yeah. I don't know where this is going. I guess the Mansoor Mustafa Ali thing is still happening. I don't care at all. Alexa Bliss confronted Charlotte Flair. I'm tired of Charlotte Flair. I'm tired of Lily. This segment gets a 0. Then we had Nikki Ass and Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax and Baszler. I haven't seen Baszler in God knows how long. Basically, Baszler is like exactly in the spot where Rhea Ripley's going to be in the next few years. So what are you going to do, right? Nobody cared about this at all. And this was really stupid. Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles. This is a pretty good match in the sense that like these guys I think will always have a decent to great match between them. However, the problem with this, of course, is there is a big problem with just the fact, motherfucks, that this is like essentially the main event. You know what I mean? Like the main events every week are something like this or something involving Charlotte Flair. And this is not good. So now, before I leave you motherfucks, I give this Raw a 0 out of 10. The first one ever to get a 0 out of 10. I'll explain in 2 sentences why. This Raw was complete garbage because everyone here is a jobber. In addition, motherfucks, there were not enough segments. This is a 3-hour show, okay? Not enough good shit. The way that Raw is structured is that like the commercial ends, the entrance begins. By the time the wrestler has entered the ring, another commercial starts. It's really, really bad. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to like make it so like, oh, the wrestlers have entered and the match is like right up. It's coming right up. So, you know, watch out, motherfuckers. Like, don't change the channel, right? But it doesn't work. Now, let's quickly do a rundown of the people involved in this episode, right? We have Damian Priest, who was on NXT a couple of years ago. Drew McIntyre, who was on NXT a couple of years ago, and who before that wasn't even in the company. Bobby Lashley wasn't even in the company. Sheamus, what's it called? Sheamus, he's he's good in the sense that he's a legend. Like, Sheamus has been around for a while. He's the only one here who has been around for a while. So Sheamus is one on the good side of the column, and then we have 3 NXT guys, right? Just to show that Raw has these NXT level talents. Some of them are good, like Lashley's good, but nonetheless, these are not people that have been established here. They're young guys. Even though Lashley's not young, he's a young guy in terms of WWE. Then we have Ava Marie and Doudrop, who both debuted like last week. Karrion Kross, who was in NXT last week, literally, like 2 days ago, and who will one day be released very soon. Ricochet, who was also a newer guy, a couple of years on Raw. Right? Logan Paul doesn't count. John Morrison just came back. Xavier Woods, he's been around for a while, I'm going to be honest. The Miz, he's obviously been around for a while. Mansoor, Jinder Mahal, Mustafa Ali, all newer guys. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte have been around for a while. Nikki Ass, fine, we'll say she's been around for a while. Rhea Ripley's new. Nia Jax has been around. Shayna Baszler's relatively new. Riddle, relatively new. And AJ Styles, not new. He's been around for a while, but he's not the fucking Miz either, you know? He's been around for like 5 years. So, there you have, motherfucks. Absolutely no one on Raw is a recognizable name. Like, this is one of those years. I mean, every year feels like this, but this is a year where this is inevitable. Like, SmackDown and Raw are going to have the draft, and Raw is going to 100% benefit. Not because I think they're going to book it that way, but because there's no way around it. Anyone that takes, like, if for example, like, Raw takes Apollo Crews and puts him into, and takes him into Raw, that's going to be a win. Because SmackDown's going to take, like, Mansoor. The only entity with any kind of star power on Raw is, unfortunately, The New Day, The Miz, and Orton. Everyone else is a jobber, motherfucks. Jobbers of varying degrees. Like AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers, but AJ Styles is a mid-carder in WWE. And quite honestly, he was a mid-carder in TNA, you know? AJ Styles is a good mid-carder who once in a while will have like a main event run. He's like a Chris Benoit, you know? That's like a perfect comparison. He's basically like a Chris Benoit in the sense that he's just this upper mid-carder who once in a while you can plug him into like main events because like he's good, you know? So there you go, motherfucks. Everyone else is a jobber. Now, some of them have potential. Like Jinder Mahal has potential. I've always liked him. The Miz, one of my favorites. Riddle is great, right? But the problem with this, motherfucks, is that these guys are never going to get that opportunity because they're being put in these shitty situations on a shitty show. Raw is garbage, all right? Raw is garbage. And then it also seems to be, it seems to have taken over this the spot that SmackDown had where they would have, what's it called? Like, kind of like the training ground to see if someone's going to make it or not. Like, you start off on SmackDown, either you get fired or you get promoted to Raw. Now it's the other way around. It's like, you know, you're putting people like Ricochet and Karrion Kross on Raw. These guys are never going to achieve anything in this company, just like I've been saying from day one about both of them, you know? It's just not going to happen, motherfucks. So there you go. That's what I have to say about that. Worst Raw of all time. It's like during this Raw, you're just waiting. You're like, all right, is anything gonna happen? It's the Raw after a pay-per-view. Like imagine paying and going to see this. Like you would not have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think anyone would. Furthermore, there's a lot of bullshit that happened in terms of like matches ending with roll-ups and DQs and all these other things. And it's like, dude, at least if you're gonna have like a shitty roster and not that many segments, make the segments count. You know, make like Real versus AJ Styles. Ended with like an actual like finish that made sense. So there you go. It's also silly because we all know that the inevitable conclusion of this is going to be Matt Riddle getting destroyed by Randy Orton and probably beating him at like WrestleMania or something. And it's going to be like it's going to be presented as like this huge like, oh, Randy Orton betrayed him again. And it's like, dude, first of all, Randy Orton, that's all he does in his career is betray people. And two, perhaps most importantly, it's like, bro, you knew as soon as this tag team was created that this was not going to be a tag team that lasts. Like you, like Rated Arcade, whatever, Arcade Bro is not going to be a tag team in 3 years. You are 100% sure. Everyone knows that it's not going to be a tag team probably next year, let alone in the next 3 years, right? Whereas, like for example, Mace and T-Bar are going to be a tag team for the next 4 years. However, they're going to be a tag team in AEW or some other indie fed because they're going to be released, motherfuckers. So there you have it. That's what I got to say about that. With all that, motherfuckers, take care.